Mr. Hollander obviously poured the concrete without the proper approvals. Thinking the ACC was what the approval was to pour the concrete, meaning the village council approval to go over the lot coverage. Granted, I've been asked on several occasions to verify the lot coverage percentages. We are not here to call anyone liars. We can absolutely validate the numbers. There's been a lot of conversation around this. I wouldn't think it would be in the village's best interest to go, oh, you're going to go tear that up. But that's for council to decide. So let's take that to a vote.
Yeah, our assistant building official verifies the numbers though, correct? In other words, the numbers that are submitted, the assistant building official verifies those numbers and calculations.
Yeah, we get by.
So they are, okay.
He's handing the sheet, the person, the owner of the contractor, we hand them that lot coverage calculation sheet because it seems, I don't know why it seems difficult, but so we hand them a sheet. There's a little calculation sheet. We get that from them. We go to TCAD. We verify if there's something different with TCAD by calling this owner. And then we also pull their
Plans.
Perfect.
And what was
But
verified?
no, the assistant building official does not go out to the site and enter the site and take measure.
And what was the exact percentage of variance that we had, that we verified?
It's in your chart.
Yeah.
About 50% or 51%.
Yeah.
On the highest, level, it's 51%.
Highest level, yeah. That's
51%.
yeah.
And I do believe that behind that house, it isn't just a building. There's actually property. When I looked on Travis County Appraisal District, there's actually a residence behind. Part of it is the MUD District 10, and part of it is a private residence. So there is a private owner, not maybe a built residence, but there's an owner, that someone owns that land.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there a retaining wall around the house?
Just a fence. So the whole thing slopes
Slopes towards it.
towards the back, towards the neighbor's house.
Fine.
Yeah, but off the patio, there's easily 12 to 16 inches that is, it would run off
A fall.
and sit there before it. Trust me, this last rain, if his neighbor's not here complaining,
What about 19 inches in 24 hours?
Well, unless you're.
That's what Austin got in 1921. So it is not, we are in flash flood alley.
I'm just saying that it's just a point, it's having a guy go through when he thought he was following the proper channels to begin with.
That's again setting precedents.
Mm-hmm.
So I can just build it.
So are we ready to take a vote?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
So I need a motion to either approve or deny the variance request.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Need a second? Is there a second?
I mean, I wouldn't mind tabling it and either discussing it again.
This is the public hearing.
So we have to vote.
This is on the table in conversation.
So if there's not enough votes, does it get turned up automatically? Or does it have to be a nay?
You have to have a super, is it a majority?
Okay, four of you.
You have to have a super
Yeah.
majority to approve.
One way or the other.
Great.
Proof. and it's not. Again, what precedent are we setting?
Mayor, if the council desires to bring finality tonight, a second can be made for the purposes of getting to a vote. That individual does not have to vote in favor.
Sorry, could you say that?
In order to bring finality to this tonight, if that is council's desire, there's a motion, but there hasn't been a second. if you want to bring finality, any individual who did not make a motion can make a second, but they're not required to vote in favor of it.
I see, so,
To get to
so
a
there
vote
needs to
if
be a
you want
second
to.
so we can vote.
If you desire not to push this to another agenda and do it.
Or if there's no second, then it just
And to
goes dies.
And if you push to another agenda, that would be the action. That would be the-
No, that wouldn't be the action, but in order to bring finality and get a final answer for the property owners,
I mean,
it's better definitive.
to Scott's point, I mean, when the neighbors aren't here complaining about it, I figure especially after a lot of the rain that we've gotten, and it's not impacting them, then why impact another resident here that has already put forth the money, you know, and ask them to tear it back up again? It's not like he built like a guest home back there. He put a patio up.
So we have a motion, we need a second, and then we can vote, is what
I'll second the motion.
So now we're going to vote. So all in favor of the motion
Would you
to,
call which, would you ask it?
Please.
absolutely. We're going to vote now. Scott Stain, how do you vote?
Yeah.
Tex Tubbs, how do you vote?
No.
Jeff?
I'll go yay.
John?
I abstain.
So we have, and
2 yeses and 3 noes.
we have 3 yeses,
One abstain.
1 abstains,
Oh,
and 1 no.
The motion does not carry.
correct.
Motion does not carry.
Who abstained?
I did.
Okay, moving on. We're going to convey to our regular village council meeting,
What time is it?
and it is 6:53. We are ready for, if everyone is ready, we are ready for public comments. Mr. Ryan, please.
Again,
Yes, please. Sorry about that.
being that y'all did not say who the judge was or his background that you're going into with your attorney to find out, then just a little thing to forward, if he is the judge of a municipality around here, he's not qualified because it will eliminate our status as an independent entity. And if the purpose, like it was last time, was to change our status, then it's illegal. Okay? So that's up to the attorney to figure out. Okay? The other thing is just information. If anybody calls you about what's going on at the high school, there was a student that killed himself recently, real recently, and they're gonna have a bunch of counselors from people to come in. So if anybody calls, that's what was going on. That's just for information.
Thank you.
That's all.
Thank you.
Caroline, the municipalities that he's at, that we all had when we appointed him, do they fall within that jurisdiction that?
They do not, and your judge is actually located in San Antonio. There is no prohibition. It is common for municipal judges and JPs, even municipal judges who serve as JPs, to serve in that capacity without forfeiting the office. But to alleviate any concern about overburdening or impartiality, I'm not aware of any judge in any of the lake communities judge in Texas. I believe that's probably the closest one, which I'm aware of.
Shelley?
So this is in regard just to the Planning and Zoning Commission, just housekeeping. I think that, I know I did the lineage. So when we established the Planning and Zoning Commission in 20, we had 5 seats. And the first 3 seats, 1, 2, and 3 were odd number years, 4 and 5 were even number of years for appointments. And when you do the lineage all the way down, we're a little bit off. Last year in our council meeting in July, we reappointed 4 people, but you can never reappoint 4 people. You can only reappoint 3 people. And last year in 23, we were on the odd number of years, but we reappointed Kurt, Steve, Dwayne, and Mark. So the truth is, Kurt and Steve were the only 2 that could have been reappointed last year. Dwayne has since moved on. Mark Thor needs to be reappointed this year, and then you'll need to decide where Eric and Doug are going to fall, because there's an odd space open and an even space open. And sorry guys, I couldn't turn anything, so it's all handed.
Chrissy?
All right. Good evening, council members. Tonight I come before you with a brief history lesson that underscores the importance of preserving our village's legacy. For the past 2 years, I've requested that the village council restore the historical minutes to our website. Understanding our past is crucial for making informed decisions about our future. The Village of Point Venture was established in 2000 because the residents preferred independence over annexation into the city of Lago Vista. They valued their unique lifestyle, guided by the deed restrictions and managed by the PDPOA. Following an election, the Village of Point Venture was created to protect the people and support the deed restrictions. Consequently, our ordinances were molded after the deed restrictions. However, I'm concerned that recent actions by this council have compromised the balance established by our founders and their original intent. Let me highlight a few significant changes. Protected views were removed in July 2022, which are in the deed restrictions. ACC's approval requirement was removed in November of 2022. Maybe that's why we're having problems. The rooftop deck restriction was removed in March of 2003. Now, lot coverage was added in June of 2020. I'll hit it. Now, the original intent again was to protect the people and support the deed restrictions. Are you aware that in 2007, a lot coverage restriction was placed on the French Homes section in Point Venture? This restriction requires homeowners to conduct biannual tests for the flowability of their driveways and to submit an annual inspection. Are these reports being submitted and reviewed? While adapting to increase development with necessary regulations, like lot coverage, is important, the removal of other protections undermines our foundational principles and the intent of our original ordinances. In closing, I remind you of the council's mission statement. Our mission is to enrich the quality of the lives of the Village of Point Venture for all citizens, to build an attractive, inviting, secure community. We pledge to work in partnership with our residents and ACC to foster community pride, to plan for the future, and to preserve and enhance the natural beauty of our environment. I did have the ACC thing there. That's really not a mission statement. But thank you and have a good night.
Thank you. Okay, that's all of our public comments. Thank you, everyone. So a little bit of, I don't usually have much of a mayor's report, but we have some really special things going on in our community and figured we should share that a little bit. So most of us know the last day of school is tomorrow. Summer's going to start, right? So kiddos are going to be out and about. Please drive carefully. I know that our police officers are out in full force. Thank you. Our Lions District 2 S3, if you see those guys, you should really give them a real big pat on the back. They're doing so much for our community. If you haven't seen our Leos out and about, putting in our flags around the neighborhood is absolutely beautiful. Obviously with our Lions assistance, so they're rocking that. Our streets are clean. Recently, and it can't say thank you enough, but recently they gave out 25 scholarships, $1,000 each, to all of our Point Venture seniors and our local community. So if you don't mind, I'd like to read them off. Noah Bentley, Emily Capertone, Emma Clark, Reese Cromwell, Dylan Ditto, Alessa Felix, Mason Harris, Alex Hebert, Dana Jensen, Kendall Card, sorry if I messed that up, Anna Kinslow, Addison Lockhart, Jada Malone, Jessica Nowak, Caius Norcutt, Madeline Nowlin, Reagan Ferris, Tucker Ray.